I want to do a couple of things and then get you up and sort of moving, get those creative juices flowing again. I want to show you two scenes.
All right, so it's arts and humanities.
I would describe ARCA as an interdisciplinary college where the arts and humanities are brought to bear on issues of social justice and civic engagement.
A tight-knit community of people who have multiple interests.
We take seriously the idea that the arts and humanities can be used for the common good.
An interdisciplinary college that has a strong interest in the way arts and culture works in the world.
It's almost like the liberal arts degree for the 21st century.
We really believe that learning that occurs here at ARCA depends upon collaboration and cooperation.
We can really talk to one another and inform each other about our disciplines and really interact with each other in a pretty authentic way.
At the RCAH, we're interdisciplinary. We can take from the arts, we can take from history, we can take from philosophy, learn from those to imagine what's possible.
It's full of very diverse individuals, so you can have a huge amount of interests and skills and talents within that, but at the same time, everybody is interested in what everybody else is doing. It's a community and it's a family, and it makes a big university small.
The ARCA is a program designed for students with multiple passions and multiple interests. We're located in Snyder Phillips Hall. In this building, we have a theater, an art studio, music practice rooms, a language and media center, an art gallery, classrooms, study lounges, a poetry center. The idea is that students have all of these creative spaces in this building, and that's one of the big components of it being a residential college, but they also are studying and learning in this program as well. The ARCA offers students a Bachelor of Arts in Arts and Humanities, so it's not just a place to live, but it's an actual degree.
The residential college is a place where the students participate in the planning of their education, the rolling out of new programs. The original mission was to empower students and to bring them closer to faculty so they could learn alongside of faculty and not just at the feet of the faculty members. They wanted to know their faculty, they wanted to know why they chose the work they did, they wanted to be in smaller classes so they could get to know one another, and they wanted to have more control over their own education.
The RCAH classroom is pretty special in a number of ways. Our class sizes are no more than 20 or 25 students, and so it essentially allows every classroom to be run like a seminar. Students can have a voice, students can be more engaged in the material.
They're usually discussion-based and very often problem-based. So instead of listening to a faculty member talk for an hour and a half, students are gathered around a table and presented with a problem or a question. So we're all together, learning together, and answering together an important question that faces the community today. One of the classes that I have now, they're the MacGyver of the class. I can show up with a paper clip and a candy wrapper, and they make something really exciting and interesting out of it.
There's not an ARCA class where you're told, here's the right answer, memorize this. Everything is about exploration. It's about discovering how it is that you make sense of the world.
The emphasis is not so much remembering what other people said and how they said it, but being able to be in conversation with them. There's a kind of dialogical quality to the education in the college.
Professors just get to know you, and you get to know the professors better. As professors and students just become more comfortable with one another, you can get a more organic conversation happening, and people are more inclined to speak their mind and speak truthfully.
When I see my students out in the community and not inside the classroom, we stop and we talk and we have a conversation. And we're not necessarily talking about the classroom, we're talking about what happened at the basketball game.
Learning doesn't just start and stop in the classroom. Conversations that might start in class about society, politics, culture, oftentimes permeate outside of it. Whether you're actually in a classroom or sitting around debating the issues in a dormitory, you're still engaged in learning no matter where you are. And that's the culture that the RCAH tries to foster.
These students are Spartans. These students go to football games, they're in the marching band, they play intramural sports, they join service organizations, but this community gives them a way to make that big university small while also getting the opportunity to branch out and make the most of this big university. It's like taking a small liberal arts college and putting it in the middle of one of the largest universities in the nation.
What really gives us a different type of
sense of place is that we have a very collaborative environment. They may be interested in history or in anthropology or understanding cultures, music or writing or performing. This is a tight-knit community that really fosters those students to explore their interests, their passions, and pull all of that together in an interdisciplinary way.
I'm a really big political nerd. Like, I read blogs every day and I'm always watching, the news, and you wouldn't necessarily think that arts and humanities would be where someone like me would fit in academically, but I can't imagine a better home.
We work really hard in this environment to bring the outside world in for the students, as well as taking them out into the real world. So we bring in writers and authors and filmmakers and humanitarians and activists. It might be a fabric artist from Mali in West Africa or a filmmaker from Detroit, Michigan. We bring these people in to engage with the students so they can learn, how does a filmmaker who's passionate about social justice make her mark on the world? The students get to engage with them on a regular basis in an everyday world.
You explore these themes of social justice, of caring for community. You explore it, but not just in the sense of like, what did Jane Addams say about this in Hull House? You actually go out into the community and start to exercise it.
Typically, civic engagement involves developing courses in which the engagement in community somehow serves to improve instruction. Here at the RCAH, we try to make engaging in communities the actual point of the course. What we try to do is develop relationships with communities that we as the RCAH and the community can work together on that make a difference in people's lives.
Through the civic engagement curriculum and those experiences that the students are having, they're prepared right away to step into the workforce, to make an impact on society. It's showing them that you are making an impact and you are a social change agent, whether you're a college student or whether you're a young professional who's just graduated.
They can take what they've learned from doing that work into any environment, whether it's corporate, whether it's government, whether it's private or public. They can take their ability to work in interdisciplinary teams to solve real problems in a way that most other disciplines can't do that. Our students know how to think. They know how to engage. They know how to think for themselves, and they have the courage to stand up for what they believe.
ARCA students are also global citizens. As much as we focus on the community here in the Lansing area, our students are also getting involved in study abroad programs. They're interested in travel and other cultures and learning about other people through languages. They're passionate about the humanities and they want to engage in the society on a global level, but they're also very aware of the local surroundings and how their actions impact the world just in their small communities.
I like your cloud poster.
Thank you.
And that
A big part of an ARCA student is being open-minded. People in the RCAH are generally open to listening to you and trying to understand and empathize and not make assumptions about others. People recognize that right away, whether or not they identify that's what it is, where they go, wow, this person wants to try to understand me. That's something that's really important in work and in life.
An ARCA student is both passionate and supportive of others. We're all really diverse and everyone's involved in different things and everyone's usually really passionate about the thing that they're involved with. But if you start talking to somebody else, another student in the RCAH, the other person is going to be genuinely interested in what you're doing.
I've learned what I love to do and I've learned how to talk about it. I know that'll get me where I want to be.
My name's Nicole DiMichelle.
My name is Eli Cerise. I'm Matt Swartz.
Chastity Moore.
Carly Forbes.
Tyler Logan.
Meredith Brown.
I love writing and reading.
Photography and video production.
Fashion design.
I like to write. I write poetry.
I just love to design and create.
The performing arts.
I definitely love civic engagement.
Social justice issues.
Gender studies and sexuality.
The clash of culture really intrigues me.
I would really like to go into television.
I want to go into like a creative field.
I want to work in some capacity with youth.
I would like to be a social worker.
I really just want to see the world.
I want to go into local government.
I'm going to be a lawyer.
I graduated from the RCAH in 2013.
I graduated in 2011.
A 2012 RCAH graduate.
I'm a PhD student at the University of Florida.
I just completed my master's in social work. Now I'm working as a therapist at a drug program.
I'm wrapping up a feature film that I wrote, directed, and produced.
I work at the Center for Poetry, where I'm the assistant director.
I work as a freelance photographer and videographer.
I teach 8th grade language arts.
I just want to hopefully touch the lives of others and try to impact the world somehow.